Ability to fast and reliable internet is critical to future economic growth. Well, that's according to the Office for National Statistics. Cisco is to announce that they're going to lead the levelling up goal focused on closing the current digital divide. David Meads is the Chief Executive of Cisco in the UK and Ireland, and he joins me now. David, I'm astonished that I think it's 66% say that fast and reliable internet is a necessity. What on earth's wrong with the other 34%?
Well, that's a good question, Ian. So good morning and thank you for having me. So as you say, we launched the Cisco Broadband Index today, and there's an overarching message in that index which tells us that if we are to launch an inclusive recovery in the UK, we have to close the digital divide. So we know that, for example, 96% of the UK, people living in the UK have access to connectivity, but only 60% are using the service. So I think there's a couple of questions if you unpack that. Why? For the 96% that have access are only 60% using it. There's something around affordability, there's something around digital literacy skills, but there's also a question about the 4% that don't, which when you calculate that, that's about 2.7 million people who don't have access to any sort of connectivity. So there's still a lot of work to be done.
Which is an extraordinary statistic, now you mention it that way. I mean, in terms of the affordability issue, though, are you saying that broadband ought to be capped in a way that makes it accessible to everyone? Because, I mean, after all, energy prices are capped to an extent, water, as well, regulated very aggressively. You want more of that in broadband?
I think it has to be affordable. So however government and business come together to make it affordable, we've got to recognise that the world has changed. 70% of people who UK workers working from home will continue to be working from home, whether it's full time or on a hybrid basis. So the world has changed. So yes, you're right. Access is key, but affordability is also key. Skills is also key.
How do you assess right now the state of fast fibre broadband by the likes of BT Openreach and Virgin Media? But how do you think we're doing as a country?
I think we're doing well, but we need to go faster. There's a Project Gigabit from the government, which was announced last year. That's a £5 billion investment. 2025 to have 85% of the country connected with high speed. These are great initiatives, but we have to move faster. And I do think that business has a role to play here, but also government has a role to play here.
We're obviously seeing a lot more people returning to the office now. The city's felt noticeably busier over the last couple of weeks. Are you seeing a drop-off among households and businesses in terms of their reliance on digital platforms right now?
I think it varies. I don't think there's a drop-off. I mean, certainly some people are very keen to get back into the office for lots of different reasons. That may well be because they don't have access to the type of connectivity they need at home, or it may be because they need a social interaction. But our view is that the future will be hybrid. So whereas a lot of people have been working full-time from home out of necessity, I think as we move forward, people will find the right balance for them. But I don't think we're going to go back to the situation that we were in 18 months ago by any means.
Now, David, before I let you go, you were appointed to this job in February last year. What a time to take on a new job.
It's been an interesting one. I have to say, there's a lot of positives that come from it, Ian. The fact that you've had to really make the effort to connect with people on a virtual basis. I think there's relationships that I've formed with my team where we've, over the time, we've had our own challenges individually and collectively. We've shown a bit of vulnerability. And actually, I think the team has come together and is probably stronger as a result of that than we would have been otherwise. So, yeah, you're right. In February last year, I thought that Brexit would probably be the thing that's top of mind. And then 5 weeks into the role, the world changed, and it's been very much about the pandemic.
Oh, well, you're not looking too bad on it, David. Appreciate you joining me. Thank you.
Thanks, Ian.
Well, still to come.